Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Bram Desmet, Managing Director of Solventure, and today I want to talk about how to avoid overfitting, or what about overfitting when we make leading indicator forecasts. So let's start by drawing a typical time series. It could do something like the following. Right? And I have a sales pattern here, and basically if I use a lot of variables, most probably I can fit any historical pattern. The real question is not only how good can I fit the history, but what is the predictive power of the model going forward. How do we deal with that? Well, first of all, what we will typically do is remove some of the known effects from the time series. So we might know that this and this and this are seasonal peaks. So typically we will take off these effects to reveal what is the underlying trend. So in this case the underlying trend is the red curve. The red curve is what we are trying to predict, the trend, and even more specifically trend changes. The red line is to which what we will match the leading indicator. So basically by matching indicators we are looking for indicators which have a comparable pattern, right? So this blue one might be an indicator matched to the red underlying trend pattern. By adding extra macroeconomic variables, again, what we will try to do is we will try to bring the blue curve closer to the red curve. Where is the risk about overfitting? Well, let's assume that my sales history is available up to here. If I have sales available up to here, well, I need to make sure that I'm not only fitting the red curve here in this part of the sales history, but I'm also able to predict the increase in the trend, which is shown here to the right. So how do we avoid overfitting the data on this historical time frame? The first thing we do is we use advanced statistical techniques, which more or less account for that. So if we add extra variables, we will typically make sure that extra variables really need to make sense when we add them. The second thing which we do is we will test blind forecasts. So if I have history up to this point, I will make a forecast for the data to the right. If I already have this history, I can easily cross-check whether my forecasting model does indeed correctly predict the increase in the red line. And to make sure that we don't, let's say, depend on only one piece of history, what is also typically done is cross-validation. So maybe this could be 6 months or this could be 1 year, so I can take out these 6 months or this 1 year and make a forecast for that year only using sales history, let's say, to the left. I could also take out 6 months or 1 year, let us say, over here in the middle, and only use the data to the right and the data to the left to make the forecasting model. This is what we call cross-validation. So the cross-validation, together with removing some of the known effects like seasonality and the use of advanced statistical models, which help us to, let's say, not use too many macroeconomic variables, all of this is what we do in leading indicator forecasting to make sure that we treat overfitting in a correct way. So that was it. Thank you, and hope you will be back for more.